Well, today I'm going to see if I can get the backhoe back on the tractor and get a couple of trees moved as we get ready to build the shop, which should happen here in a couple weeks. Um, where is it? There, where the backhoe sits right now. Those trees have to come down because that's where the back door, one of the back doors is going to be of the shop. It's a 10-foot door. The backhoe needs to come on the tractor. Those trees need to go away. There's one over here with the rest of the firewood leaning against it. That oak tree's got to go. I don't know if I can replant it. Probably not, but it'd be awkward. So I got to move the truck, the farm truck, and the Tesla. Get those all moved out of the way because those trees are going to pretty much come straight down where I'm standing. I'm hoping that's where they're going to land. Since the ground's nice and soft and the water saturated everything, they should tip over pretty easy. So I'm going to dig a trench pretty much all the way around it and then just push them over. We'll see how that goes. Well, as excited as I am that we have this hydraulic top link and the 3-point hitch on the tractor, now I got to take it all off so that the backhoe can fit on there. Yeah. Note to self, again, wash the tractor before working on it. Okay, got the back of the Kubota all cleaned off. And now let's drive over and get the hydraulics connected and get the backhoe up in the air and on the mounts. So what I have to do is raise it so that I can get it onto these hooks here and then lift it with the bucket to latch into those. And then it snaps into position. We have 3 lines. Why, I don't know. 1, 2, and 3 that run the thing. So let's go get that. All right, all I need is my coffee. I am forever losing my coffee. Where in the world would it have gone? Let's see. Oh. There it is. Awesome. So the plan this morning is to get all of these trees that you see here in the foreground down. So there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 trees in there. They're all way too close together anyway. They wouldn't do well. Trees should be, I don't know, what are they, 3 to 6 feet apart at least as they mature. Probably more than 6 feet. I'm not an expert, but I know they need to be spaced more than this. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig a trench around the front of these trees here and get the soil loosened up, get a pretty good sized hole so they have somewhere to fall into. So the fulcrum point will be below ground as they fall over. And then snap the roots on the high side and then give them a push with a backhoe. Connor helped me measure how tall these trees are, and we estimate that they're going to miss the house by 15, 20, 30 feet, something like that. A good measure. They shouldn't make it that far down. And the part that does is going to be the thin end. So that's the plan. I'll put the tractor kind of right up in here. All of this ground is nice and gushy, and we'll just start digging a trench, and we'll see how this goes. Well, I got a little bit done this morning before my men's meeting. I was going to record then, but my camera was full. My memory was full. And now it looks like the pit I've been working on is full of water. But I got most of the way dug around those. I got to get, probably move the tractor over to the left here a little bit more and dig around there, and then see if I can start pushing trees over. Well, I've dug about as deep as I can all the way around this. It's tough with all the water to know exactly where it is. I cut through some of the tap roots or the feeder roots that I could. They went out from the side. But as I push on this with the backhoe it doesn't budge. So I know that root goes straight down quite a ways. I was just hoping I could get it to go and get just some of the weight of that tree to bend over and start to push and pull that root over, but I don't think it's going to work. Either going to have to wait and see what Andy or Alan can do when they come in to grade, or see if I can phone a friend with a bigger tractor. I've still got water across some of the roads here. There's a couple spots where it was still flooded. This looks like water's kind of flowing across the road, but yeah, still some areas around where we're not draining. Wow, yeah, this one looks like it's still all the way across. So I guess I'm lucky out at our place where we don't have quite as much flooding and standing water as there is kind of in the area here. This is really the only road in and out of our settlement, if you will. So good times. Well, let's see. I haven't been motivated to get these trees picked up that I pulled out. Mostly because everything I do out here, the ground is still really wet. This doesn't look like it's going down very fast either. Might take it a few days before I can get at that properly. So I think what I'm going to try and do to prep the area for the shop is get what little wood here is left and get it moved over onto my wood stack. I did a little bit of a walk around earlier to see how things are doing. Most of the property now, the water has pretty much gone down. This looks like a black river now. It's still very moist, soupy, but you can see where I was making ruts as I worked in this. But most of the water has receded, still a little bit down. A couple of the areas on the northeast part of the lot, of course around the bald cypress, that's still got a pretty good puddle around it. But anyway, jump in the farm truck, see if I can get some of this wood moved. Picked up this really cool table from work, and it was perfectly fine when I put it in the truck, but it was leaning on that leg, or laying on its side on that leg, and bouncing through the way home and whatnot, it bent. So looks like I can just undo that and re-glue it and reassemble it, and it should all be fine. The pins didn't break, it just popped loose. So my project. Well, I had to tweak the bracket a little bit, get it straightened out. There was a bunch of gunk from a previous gluing on that part, and there was quite a bit on this. The one dowel is split, and this screw here actually went through the dowel, which may have created some problems, maybe not. But anyway, now got it kind of cleaned up, and it all fits back nice and snug. Question is, how in the world do you clamp something like this? I'm wondering if I just glue it up and hope for the best? Almost need to like drill a hole here, right, and run a bolt or a screw all the way through. But if I get it gripped in there pretty good and get that top bracket, maybe it'll work. We'll see. Judging by the variety of screws, right, we've got, these are all pan heads. There are some of the originals, which are these, that recess in, but I'm guessing this is not its first rodeo, considering there's glue all over that. Probably why Disney decided to get rid of these. Yeah, the paint's been touched up here and there. Yep. Anyway, we'll give it a go. Well, they released more of the Caribbean beach hotels. So this is the dresser. They've got a few pieces. This was one of the few that actually had something that really screamed Pirates of the Caribbean. That and the table. The table's sitting over there drying. But yeah, so I got to get that off the truck. It's really heavy. So I'm going to find some tools and get that done. All right, let's see how well this works. More throttle. Had a lot of buildup of this dirt over time. So I kind of just need to clear this and smooth it out a little bit. So it really has made it difficult to pump. The last thing I want to do is rip out roots, but I don't think I got quite as close as I need to be. Oh, look what I found. A good size ant hill there. See? I have a lot of these around my trees where we just get massive ant buildup. Yeah, so right there where the bucket is, got a ton of ants flowing around now. if I can catch that with my thumb. A little bit. So those ants would be carpenter ants, more than likely. So let's get a little bit more on this side over here. Something like that. Really wish I had a 3-in-1 bucket where I could just pick this stuff up. All right, I think that's going to be good for that. I'll have to spin around and grab this from the other side. So let's move the tractor. Really think I need the outriggers at this point. Really putting a strain on things. But I do want to be careful and not pull out any of those roots. I'm going to have this feeling of ants crawling all over me for the rest of the day. But this has had, you can see kind of some of the bark. You know, so they put bark down and then that decomposes over time and makes these volcano mounds, as they call them. We really don't want that. I really kind of want this stuff to stay mostly flat, right up to the tree base. That way we can mow easier. But sometimes what we'll get also is some of the vines, like those little roots you see. Those are maybe leftovers of greenbrier. So once I get this pretty much chipped away, I'll have to come back and pick up this dirt and then I can rake that out. I'm trying to get all of my grass messed up this time of year, and then I'll be able to plant. Well, I might not have gotten close enough to see. Keep putting my head in the way of my main camera there. Yeah, we might not have gotten it. We'll make it work. Yeah, I'll just have to rake that out a little bit. And I don't know if it's mosquitoes or something else crawling on me. One of the things you have to live with here in Florida is there's bugs. Most of them are not bad. Like these carpenter ants, they don't eat wood, they eat dead wood. They kind of don't even really eat it, as I understand. They just kind of carve out space for their hive, home, whatever. And you just kind of see the evidence of it. They certainly do not help the tree, but they're not killing the tree. That's another thing I got to be careful of, is not rubbing the bark too far off of these. like that. Just a little bit more of the grass right there. And whoop, that hooked a root. Gotta be careful with that. See, so now you can see that brown spot right where my bucket is. That's the old wood chips. So we want to kind of scrape that out of the way. Get the old stuff out. And then I will plant new seed there. And it should be easier to mow then. A little bit of a high spot right here. So I probably could have done this with a hand shovel and a little bit of time, but what fun would that have been? All right, so now I got to figure out how to get all this stuff into my bucket and haul it away. Probably be easiest with a shovel, I would guess. So let's switch to that. Get around and spin the tractor around and go find a bucket or shovel. Job. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Let's run it that way. Oh my, that looks like a lot of work. Got a full bucket. I will. Oh, I should have grabbed the ant stuff too. They got pretty mad. I'm starting to feel those mosquitoes coming out. That should be pretty close. Oh, I see what happened. You probably hit the tree with it. Ah! That would have messed him up. So I picked up this table and chairs at work. I think they look good here in the nook, but the cats like it too. So we'll have to kind of figure that one out. Thor just came in, he's grabbing a snack. But that's Captain Jack Sparrow's compass on the tabletop. Also picked up a dresser earlier, just today. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. It's in Connor's room. He can use it for now. But I got to put UPS together. Let's see, we got fan goes out in the shop. Still working on getting the shop built. But I got this UPS which goes up in the network rack. So hopefully that'll be making everything good.